Alright guys, so it's like half a week late, like 3 days late, but maybe 4 days, whatever. But I'm gonna do a video on my regional report. So I'll show you guys the deck that I played. I haven't changed it like at all. I changed the side deck a little bit, but I'll show you the deck I played. I went 4-3. It was a 7-round regional. I went 4-3. I could have gone 5-2 and probably topped, but I'm not as big of a dick as everybody thinks. So I'll go ahead and let you know about what I lost to. So the first one that I lost to was a Frog FTK deck. He just was able to sack really crazy good. I had Macro, D-Fisher, and Gravekeeper serving up. And he had he brought back Treeborn. He sacks Treeborn for Ryza, spins Macrocosmos. I was like, okay, whatever. So like he can't attack. I'm at like 1,000 life points. The next turn he goes sack Ryza for Ryza, bouncing D-Fissure, and then attacking for game. And I was like, what the fuck? And yeah, and in game 3 he just drew like the nuts before I could draw any of my D-Fissures or macros. The other one that I lost to was Infernities, just because I got OTK'd. I have 5 back rows. He heavy storms me, and I dark bribe it, and then off of the dark bribe he draws a fucking giant Trunade, and I was like, what the fuck? And then game 2, I had out skill drain, and fucking he didn't even need effects. He just, that's all I drew that was good in my hand. Everything else was jank, and he just OTK'd me, which is whatever. And then the other guy that I lost to was Blackwings, which this is the one I could have won if I wanted to. He wins game 1, I win game 2, and after I win game 2, he just starts to pack up and leave. Like, he was going to write me down for the win and everything. And I could have let it go through, like, if I was, like, that big of a dick. But, I mean, I probably wasn't going to top anyway, and I hadn't had a good day. So I was just like, oh, whatever. And so I was like, you know there's a game 3, right? I'm just trying to be nice. And he was like, oh, really? And then he played and beat me. And it was really close, game 3 was, so, I mean, I got to play extra. I mean, honestly, I wasn't even expecting to get in that round. That was the last round that I lost to the Blackwing guy, because the round before, I was seriously, like, 5 seconds away from, like, leaving. I just wanted to see who my opponent was. I was probably going to, like, go over to him and be like, hey, if you want to give me a card, I'll give you the win, or do you want to, like, flip a coin and we'll call it for the win, or whatever, because I was really fucking about to leave. And, so, yeah, so I went over to my table, and my opponent wasn't there, so I was like, I guess I'll fucking sit here. And, like, it was like this. Okay, here's me. Here, trying to put a card there. Here's this guy across from me, but to the left. There's this guy here that's, like, not next to me, but the one over from that. And there's this guy over here. So it was, like, a zigzag. And none of our opponents showed. And I was like, what the fuck? So we all got game wins, and that's what made me just stay. That's why when the Blackwing guy was about to leave, I was like, damn, I'm not about to top anyway. I barely made it to this round to be as good as I was. So let's go ahead and get onto the deck finally. I just want to give you a regional report. I met Master of Shabam, I think that's his name, over there. He's a pretty cool dude. He had to leave. He borrowed my Brionic because he didn't have one. And then ended up having to leave early because his only ride decided to leave after he was on a winning streak, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, it was a pretty fun regional. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the deck. The main deck, like I said, I didn't change at all. It kind of sucked at the beginning because I wrote my deck list, and I also grabbed a blank deck list for next time so that I could fill it out ahead of time. But my dumbass put the blank deck list in my backpack and left the real one out, and it got thrown away with a bunch of commons that people set around. So I had to redo my deck list like really fast. But anyway, so here's the deck that I ran. I thought it did pretty good for me being barely awake and all that crap. But, boop, here's the deck list. So we got 2 Eatos. A lot of people are giving me crap about 2, but it's a lot more consistent. If you're playing an Eatos deck, try it with 2. If you run 3, you also have to run Soul Release, in my opinion, you have to. And maybe even a 3rd Macrocosmos, so it's not as consistent. And if you run 2, you can free up to 3 card places. Elector or Sovereign of Birds. This is a new card that a lot of people don't know about. I explained, excuse me, phone. I explained what it did in my last video. I made taking 41 cards. This is the 41st card. If your opponent controls 2 or more cards of the same attribute, which is like, you know, Darks if you're playing Blackwings, or Earth if you're playing Machinas or X-Sabers, you can special it, so it's a free 24 beater. It matches up with Foul Troll and almost matches up, you know, obviously if you Chalice, it'll match up, but it almost matches up with Fortress. Gets over a lot of the smaller stuff. and it's got a temporary skill drain effect. You can, when it's summoned, once per turn, you can pick one card on the field, any card, including like Oppression or Skill Drain or something like that, and negate it. I mean, obviously you can't negate Skill Drain because its effect would be negated, but you can negate something stupid like that. So next, we got the obvious 3 Barbaros, the 1 Survivor, which got off a bit of the time, but I was kind of annoyed to see a ruling that said that if your opponent brain controls or mind controls, brain controls, sorry, and sacks it off, it doesn't come back to your field during the end phase, so that kind of sucks. We got the Stratos, that's pretty obvious. We have the 3 Elemental Hero Neos Alias, obviously. The 3 Crusader, and the Battle Fader, so that's it for the monsters. We'll go on to the spells. We got 1 Rhoda. I don't like the E-Calls because I run a little bit higher monster count, but the E-Calls are just unnecessary, I think. We got 2 Forbidden Chalice. It's really good because you can use it in damage step to not only negate effects but increase attack. So if I have a 3000 Barbaros and, you know, I attack into an Armor Master, I can go damage step, and if they drop Collude or not, they're probably not going to because Armor Master can't be destroyed by battle, and then I'll just go Chalice. So, yeah. 3 D-Fissure, really good. 2 Gravekeeper Servant, stall. And 3 Gemini Spark. Like I said, this hasn't really changed in a while, so yeah. Trap lineup's a little bit different, but not by much. We got 3 Dark Bribes, obviously. The 2 Macrocosmos. The 2 Skill Drain. Still maining the Scrap Iron Scarecrow, and it's still working great. Mirror Force. Solemn, obviously. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. I'm now, instead of the Smashing Ground, I'm running a Torrential Tribute because I can mass field wipe. And pretty much staple now, 2 Starlight Roads. So we'll go on to the side deck. The side deck isn't much to explain, but I'll go ahead and go over it as fast as I can. We got Consecrated Light. This is new. I wasn't running this at the tournament. Probably should have. It's just an extra good card. Pastoral, I'm siding a tuner because it gets around skill drain, and especially when I take out all my stuff, it adds extra tuning ability. Especially with the level 5s that are on, like Elector and Cyber Dragon. So we got Cyber Dragons, obviously, I just mentioned. We got the 2 Honests for when I don't put in the, or for when I take out the D-Fissures and macros. We got the 2 Ryos for various different matches. The 2 Oppressions because I don't main even 1 anymore because I run the 2 Starlight Road and the Elector and the Eatoses and the Battle Fader, so it just stops way too much in my own deck as well. New Tech Mirror Wall, I really like this card. You don't have to pay cost for it, but it only works on your opponent's attacking monsters. So if you have Skill Drain out and they try to attack with Armor Master, you can activate this in damage step, and it's like, oh, I win. The 3rd Macrocosmos for decks that get screwed up by Macrocosmos, and 2 Grand Convergence because it's a Dark Hole when Macrocosmos is out. Plus, it can do a small amount of damage. Not that 300 is going to help all that much, but whatever. Fortress Dragon, I side the Cyber Dragon, so why not? Now, my extra deck, for some reason, I guess I'm an idiot, but I'm trying to get all the Ghost Synchros in my extra deck, so most of these I can't use, but 1 Majestic Red Dragon, 3 Stardust Dragon. I might possibly maybe be able to sync for 1 with, like, Pastoral Cyber Dragon and, like, a Battle Fader or something like that, something stupid. But, and 2 are for Starlight Roads. A Black Rose Dragon, because I can actually pull it off with Cyber Dragon and, Pastoral, same with Ancient Fairy Dragon. Goyo for any of my level 4s in Pastoral, same with Brionic, and why not go Hunley? Because I can, because it's an X-Saber tuner. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Let me know on any suggestions you have on the deck, and I will fix it more than likely accordingly. So thanks, guys, and peace.